Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to My Weekly Meltdowns coverage of Survivor Edge of Extinction, Episode 4. With me, as always, is Tyler and Deb. How's everyone doing this evening?
You know, I'm doing fantastic, but this is like the most emotional a group of three like I've ever had in my entire life, and this moment here just means so much to me. And I don't want to talk about anything.
Oh no! Put your man pad on and soak it up.
Okay, all right. All right, I'll compose myself.
Survivor.
I'll pull Kelly Wentworth and just hold back the tears instead of breaking down crying. But
can someone please get Kelly Wentworth a brush stat? I was in full-blown anxiety mode watching her hair during the tribal council. I understand. That's not strategy talk. I apologize.
Of course, we had a really emotional like legit emotional tribal council. I wanted to say hey to everybody in the chat first before we get started. We have Kyle, we have James, Jared, Pokemon is back. The fact that the couples didn't vote out War Dog mind boggles me. So let's start with the tribal council. Let's just go right into it. So we forgot to award player. What's that?
War Dog running the show.
So we forgot to award player of the week last week, but I want to go ahead and start with that. For me, it's War Dog once again.
Absolutely.
He found himself in a really great position with this very unusual tribe swap situation. I think it's very odd how that all shaked out, but of course we'll talk about that. But Kyle says in the chat, War Dog's missed, and it's totally true. I mean, it's crazy that that these two groups of people, like they both needed his vote, and I'm really curious to see next week like why. Like, I hope we get like a confessional of him saying like why he ended up going with Lauren instead of Jared, the Subway guy.
You mean Rick?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, why he went to keep her?
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe like he tried to like get a $5 footlong and it somehow ended up being $11. I don't know how that happens, but
I think at this point, keeping a weaker person in is a little more beneficial because these tribes are not going to last long at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like maybe 2 weeks tops.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna end up merging, and getting rid of some strong people now is probably a good idea. I'm surprised he didn't try to take out Kelly this week.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was weird how, like, David says that, like, Kelly's the person to take out when it's 9, when it's 8, when it's 7. But now that it's 5, he's like, I don't think it's the right time to take out Kelly. And I'm like, why? Like, in your, like, grand scheme of things, you wanted her gone by the time you got to this number.
And I also think that War Dog probably notices the close relationship between David and, what's his name? Jared, the Subway guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I don't know if you guys I sent you guys like the EDGIC results of episode 3 a couple days ago, but Rick was one of the top contenders in terms of content for EDGIC in terms of winning content. So I was really surprised to see him go here, but also like I would have been equally as surprised if Lauren went too. It was just a sticky situation overall between anybody that went in that tribe. I really didn't want anybody of those 5 to go.
No, not at all. Well, Lauren, yeah.
You're not a fan of Lauren?
No, I just don't know her. She hasn't done enough for me to know who she is. She doesn't have enough game. She really doesn't. She doesn't stand out. She's like, wallpaper.
Well, she's my winner pick for the season, so I'm happy to see she lived to fight another day, and also I'm really happy that she didn't burn her idol here. That's what I was really worried about going into this tribal.
That took guts.
Yeah.
To burn her idol.
So maybe there was just a little bit more reassurance from War Dog to the 2 girls. Or women, I should say, that he was going to vote with them and like everything was going to be fine. But the editors really left us as the audience in the dark this week in terms of who was going home. which I really liked.
Yeah.
What did you think, Allison?
Well, they were saying in the chat that it would have been easy for them to vote the swing vote out, but and get War Dog out. I can see the logic in doing something like that, but also you have to think about those four, two on each side weren't going to come together.
Right.
So there had to be a swing vote.
That would require Kelly and David to work together, communicate with each other, and trust each other, which at least on David's side would never happen.
No, that's not going to happen. And yes, it was an emotional tribal council, which, look, I'm not there. I'm sure when you're in that situation, you're close with those people. It is emotional. I don't doubt it at all. I really thought that Lauren was going to go, and I was on pins and needles a little bit, thinking she's not using her idol right now, and they might vote her out. But I have a question. Right before a tribal council, I've written down in my notes, I have 3 pages of notes. Just want to throw that out there real quick, because I do take notes on every show that I do, despite popular belief. David was talking to Rick that he wanted Kelly out, and then he said something about he made up a lie that she had an idol. Was he talking about Kelly, or was he talking about Lauren?
He was talking about
Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. I mean, it really isn't relevant. I was just kind of wondering.
Yeah, because Rick had said, he thinks who he thought had the idol, and David, just said that it's most likely Kelly because she finds them immediately. So he's kind of put it on her.
And we also have to think, guys, if this Green Tribe goes back to Tribal Council next week, which is very likely, I think this is David's swan song. I really do.
Don't. I cannot handle any of my baldies leaving. I love my baldies. I love seeing those 2 little bald heads every week.
I think it's gonna be time for him. I really do, especially because they're.
Why not Lauren though?
What's that?
Why not Lauren though?
Well, they took out Rick, which is David's #1 ally. So David's kind of on his own right now. And plus, like, this tribe is at such a disadvantage for having to start like the tribe over new. Like, whoever gets that third like new beach when they do these splits into 3, like, they are so fucked in terms of starting over with a new camp. And I always really feel bad for them. And like, they really laid that on us heavy tonight with Lauren having this big emotional moment about like, I thought Survivor was going to be hard, but I didn't realize it was going to be this hard. I didn't realize the elements were this tough. And I really miss my family and just all of this like really great, super sappy content. But it just really goes to show like how much of an emotional toll like starting all of this over is. And when they do these tribe swaps, it's usually with 6 people. And now they're at,
idol though?
What's that?
Shouldn't they have another idol?
Who, Lauren?
No, that tribe. There should be one out there, shouldn't there?
That's what we said last week on the show, is that there's probably an idol out there for this 3rd tribe. So, well, maybe that's David's glimmer of hope here, is maybe he finds an idol. But with Kelly Wentworth sneaky around, and Lauren, who's already found one this season, I don't know, guys. I think David's on his way out next week.
Just shut your mouth.
So
he's gonna wear all black. We'll have a funeral. We'll have
an Erica Hill style funeral.
You better write a eulogy, Deb.
Oh, God. And if they vote out War Dog, forget about it.
Oh, no.
Vote my baldy out.
Oh, I hope War Dog doesn't go, especially if he's coming on our show after the season's done. I want him to stay around for a long time.
Yes.
War Dog De Silva, if you get voted out, Allison S. Kelly will write your eulogy, and we will do a eulogy for you. It's what I live for. Kyle in the chat said, did you see the preview where War Dog said he wants to vote Lauren out to Kelly?
I never trust like these previews for next week.
Yeah, they're always fucking with your head.
They're always like red herrings in terms of what's going to happen. So yeah, it's like a hypey like sound bit, but it's not anything that I really take Bible in this game.
Can we talk about the chickens?
Oh,
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Allison, I want your opinion first on this.
Okay. I've written. I didn't even know what to write about the chickens. I have a thing. Wendy has a master plan to release the chickens. Then I go on and they did the whole thing. We got to talk about the tribe thing though, how crazy that was. People hardly moving. But then Wendy gives a tour of the tribe. She says her tribe sucks. And they're all bullies. Kelly's a ringleader. Oh, we have chickens, but then we have to give them a chance to lay eggs. We got to do all this stuff. I really feel like she's got to calm down with the chickens because people are there. Here's my thinking. If I were there, I would give the chickens a chance to lay eggs. But hey, look, maybe the rooster's just not into these chicks. Because, maybe they're rubbing them the wrong way. Maybe they're giving off a foul stench. I think I'm freezing up a little bit, y'all. I've got like tornadoes coming in Memphis right now. So if I disappear, I'm sorry. Oh, it may make the show better. Who knows at this point? I don't know where I'm going. I'm rambling. Stop it with the chickens.
Yeah.
But she released them. They all know it was her. So now
that's the thing is like everybody knew right away. Like even these like new people who had never met Wendy before.
For them.
She's not trying to hide it.
And what I did like is that, Aubrey, we get a confessional tonight about she's recognizing that Wendy is an asset in this game.
Mm-hmm.
She literally says that to us. She says, Wendy is an asset. She's giving away all this information about these tribe dynamics and everything. And she recognizes like it's silly to vote her out when she's giving out all of this information. And also she's the teal-haired blue, like meat shield. You know what I mean? Like she paints such a target on herself for stupid things like these chickens, for example. And people are all talking about Wendy all the time, and nobody's talking about Aubrey tonight. I think this was the first episode tonight where nobody recognized the returning players as returnees. Like they were all just considered like regular players in the game.
Chicken mist.
It's the cock mist, if you will.
It's the cock mist.
Deb, do you know a thing or two about cock mist?
Deb is an expert on cock mist.
Oh my gosh. But I one more thing about the chickens though. It was like a stupid plan from start to finish because like of course like they show the chickens like the next morning and they're like running around the camp.
You're not even trying to catch them.
No, and it makes me think back to Survivor Co. Wrong. So remember how Ty was like really about like making sure the chickens were in a like safe, happy environment. So he tied them to the tree. But then after feeding them for a few days, he untied them and the chickens literally stayed at camp. And they stayed at camp, not running away because they knew that the humans were feeding them food and keeping them alive. And the same thing is happening with these chickens too. Like they realize that these people are keeping them alive and sustaining them. So why would they run away from that?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. That's my opinion. The whole like chicken thing is a mess, and this is just classic Wendy being Wendy.
I was more hung up on the killing the chickens is worse than me getting voted out during tribal council. That was my da fuck moment.
Yeah.
Allison always has a da fuck moment, and that was mine this week. That's worse than why are you here? Do you know how many people would love to be in your shoes? And you want to go on and on about just grin and bear it, for God's sake. You're not a vegan, you're not a vegetarian. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if she really was, and then I would be like, okay, she's got a legit look. And I don't want to hear it because I had someone ask me, well, what if it was cats? Why the fuck would you eat cats on Survivor?
Right.
If there were a bunch of little Finleys running around, I'd be the first one chopping their heads off, okay? Because I live with a Finley.
Is cat meat, like, what does that even taste like?
I don't know, but it's not the same thing.
Chicken, because apparently everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah, I don't want to know what pussy meat tastes like.
Oh.
But so we get our first look at some of these new players tonight, because we always get like a little taste of like the new tribe dynamics, like once like a split like this happens, and we see a little bit more from Joe. He says that he's working on relationships more this time around, and I'm like, really? Are you? Because all we're seeing,
they're plotting against them.
Right, exactly. Like all we're really seeing is you know, he's tight with Aurora, but we've known that from the get-go. You know, she's gay as fuck, but she is gonna like she loves Joe just as much as like all the crazy cat ladies on Facebook do. But I just don't know if Joe is really capable of this. And I think that this is really some short-term editing before they vote him out soon.
Yeah, listen, hey, Joe, if you're going to lay low, making yourself a human ladder is not a good idea. But listen, he was doing it for the tribe. I understand. This is what I don't understand is his mustache is still giving me high anxiety. Mm-hmm. How is he still able to get it to...
yeah, what is he using to
the deal? What is he using for that?
Maybe he's just like using some of the grease from his face, and then, you know.
Yeah, school is in the way of men body hair.
I don't know anything about mustaches like that. You have to go to Brooklyn to.
Oh, you haven't hit puberty yet. I'm sorry.
I can grow a full beard. Thank you very much.
No. Okay.
But so on that camp, also we see, you know. As soon as Joe says, I'm working on relationships this time, they cut to him being like, you know, I really want to like build a great, solid, trusting relationship with my good pal, Ron. And then, and then the very next thing we see is Ron saying, you know, he's at the watering hole for 20 minutes. Let's look through his shit. Like, let's do it. Let's make sure he doesn't have an idol so that we can vote him out the next tribal that we go to. I thought that was a fantastic moment.
Oh, Ron throwing on me. I feel bad about everything I said about him. And
he's playing balls to the walls. You know,
I love
like
it.
He's just like a mad scientist, you know, like the only other stuff we've seen from him is like him like making everybody dance at Tribe, and then we get Aubrey doing that like awkward thing that she did.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which is literally me at the club.
Awkward.
That's just you all the time.
Deb, who was a better dancer, Aubrey or me at the club that one time we went out together?
You at the club.
Okay. Okay, good. Whew, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Which club are we talking about?
We'll talk about that off air.
Is it the stripper one?
Maybe. Jeez, Allison, I wish you could have been there that night. That would have been so fucking fun.
That's probably a lot of shit I wouldn't be able to unsee.
Deb was a trooper that night. That's all I'll say. But I liked that we saw, you know, we didn't get a confessional from Julia, but at least we saw kind of like her perspective of like who she wants out. You know, she's like very clearly seen like working with Ron in this moment, like aligned with him to try and take Joe out. So it looks like to me it's going to kind of split between like Joe and Aurora on one side and then Julia, Ron on the other, and then maybe like Julie in the middle there. I could see that being like, I think Julie could end up being like the War Dog swing vote there.
I could see that. See that.
We'll see. We shall see. Also, I did want to talk about the immunity challenge today because I thought that was a really I've seen like so many of these challenges at this point, but I was really like gripping on the edge of my seat like with how this was going down.
That puzzle was hard.
It was, yeah. And I like if I were ever doing that puzzle, I would probably want to. Yeah, exactly. I wrote that on my notes, Deb. I said, you know, figure it out on the ground because you're spending all this time and energy like taking like it like up and down.
You put it together on the ground and then you put it up.
Yeah.
You're wasting so much time with that. Put this and this. Don't waste time doing that shit. You put your together down on the ground, and then once you got it all, then you put it up.
I do got to say, Wendy really pulled through in that puzzle, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a good job. She was listen, you would have had to pick me up, Tyler, and toss me over that side because Allison wasn't making it. Allison, man, it's a good thing Chris got voted out and Allison wouldn't, because if Allison had been on that tribe with Chris and he was the human ladder, I would have kept falling on his face.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Yeah, but those underwear, you know.
Just take in that Allison messed.
But I really liked like the slides. I liked like the moment, like how it was like pouring down rain and like making it even harder.
Yeah.
And of course, like once Joe like figured out the strategy of like just climb on my shoulders, everybody started doing that, and it was so close, like up until the very end. Like it really came down to that puzzle.
Yeah.
And Wendy has a lot of balls in that moment when she's the only one that wasn't in that original tribe on that new blue tribe to say, Aubrey, you, the returning player who's super smart, step out of the puzzle and let me do it. Like if they like lost in that moment, Wendy for sure, if she wasn't already the target, she would have absolutely been the target. So good for her for stepping up.
Yeah, definitely. Apparently she must have a mind for puzzles like that, and she probably could see it.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder how her foot's doing though. We didn't get like a check-in with that.
Yeah. Did you need a check-in? Did you see how she sprouted up that wall?
I mean, I would like to know like how her foot is doing, because I like expected her to be like medevaced or something. Like I pay for like a bracket every season, and I have her as like a quit or like a medevac after that episode. Because
did you see her? She sprouted up that wall like there were chickens on the other side of it.
Yeah, but how do you like recover from that without getting
it's probably like a low-grade sprain, and she recovered.
$1 million, you find a way.
Yeah, you suck it up.
You suck it up and you find a way. Let's see in the chat, Weston says, Aubrey climbing up everyone. I missed who it was, but they turned their head away real quick when she bagged him.
I think it was Victoria.
No, wait. It was a guy. I think it was Ron. No, it was the other guy. The guy that heard the chickens during his confessional and said, are you serious? Who was that? I can't remember his name, so we never see him.
I thought it was Victoria, but either way, like I thought that Aubrey, bless her heart, but like I don't think she was the one that should have been climbing up on two other people.
Listen, I would have turned away too. It doesn't matter who it was, unless it was Chris. I would have turned my face away. I don't want anybody to get teabagging me.
Oh, it was Eric that got teabagged. That's fine. Eric can get teabagged.
Okay.
I still
Eric got the teabag, or is it the camel grab?
Camel bag instead of the team.
Camel grab.
Oh no.
Tyler, who would you want to be teabagged by from everybody in that game?
In this season?
This season.
I'll gladly take this is a great question, Deb. I'll gladly take a Chris teabag, even if it's a little stinky after being on Extinction Island. And I gotta say, Gavin's looking pretty good too.
Okay. And Allison?
Oh, you know the answer to that. It's Chris.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you? Who are you taking? Are you getting a tea bag or are you getting a camel grab?
This girl doesn't want any camel grab.
I'm trying to think of like another word for what a Chris tea bag would be, because it would be so large. But I can't think of one.
It's like those giant tea bags, like the cold brew one, where you make the full pot.
It probably so big you'd suffocate. You probably just pass out for lack of oxygen. What's that? She's sliding down, everybody.
Oh my God. It's just a whole Lipton tea box of tea bags.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
Oh, that's too funny. A snake bag. That's what Michael in the chat said.
For me, I'm here between Chris and Logan.
She's probably going to be doing that. Let me get in there. Okay. There was a secret scene. Haley Vic 17 asked, did you see the secret scene of the original Manu tribe laughing and making fun of Wendy for walking with a stick and limping? No, I didn't see that.
No. But Haley brings up another thing, which is what I said preseason, just throwing this out there. That Tyler
hold on, everyone. Tyler has got to teabag himself.
Yes, yeah, sure. I don't know how that works. I'm trying to think of what that would look like. Very funny. So Haley Vick says in the chat, how about that season 38 promo where Rick and Wendy were the only two players featured? Usually of the people featured in the promo, one of them makes it really far, the other is pre-merge. Didn't I say that at the beginning? I did say that. So,
I don't remember. I tune you out most of the time. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I tune myself out all the time. But yeah, so it looks like Wendy, you know, her and Rick were the only ones featured in the promo. And we said on here for the cast analysis that one of these people is probably going to be like a huge like pre-merge character, which I would consider Rick like a pretty big pre-merge character. He was featured a lot with David. We didn't get a lot of like personal content from him. But you know, I think that they could still squeeze that in during Extinction Island like segments if they wanted to. But yeah, so it looks like maybe Wendy's in it for the long haul. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's a distinct possibility. She's not a strong player. There's no reason to vote her out at this point.
Yeah. I think when they merge, I think she's going to be the first one to go. That's
you think so?
Opinion. Yeah.
Does she have any chance of winning this game?
No. Zero shot. Not
absolutely not.
No.
She's fucking around with them chickens too much.
Yeah. No. That just pisses people off to no end, and she has zero respect.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. My friend just texted me who's watching our show, and he said Wendy somehow got an ankle brace or something, or some kind of compression support. But I was surprised how mobile she was also after her injury. That's good to know. I wasn't looking out for it in the challenge, so I didn't see that. But that's good to know.
Real quick in the chat, Chris did join Reem and Keith at Extinction Island, and he was very upset taking it all in. And Reem did say this is not the Holiday Inn.
I love how that's her comparison for like a really luxurious hotel is the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, this isn't even a motel off a side back road in Arkansas. This is pretty bad. You know, this is pretty bad. You wouldn't even murder people out there. My mom's in the chat. Everyone say hi to June Edwards. Hi, Mom. You're late. You're late.
This was the first week where I was kind of digging the Extinction Island segment. I really liked it actually reminded me a lot of old school Survivor. And I don't know why, but like the confessional that Chris had about his fear of failure, and you know, they immediately cut to him like grabbing like the fishing spear and trying to do something and make better of his situation. Right. And I thought that was a really like beautifully shot moment. I thought it was like super emotional. It looked like super like raw and unedited too. And you know, it's crazy to me how much like attitude matters in a situation like that. You know, because we see Reem and Keith, like they're just like humming and hawing and just like pissed at Chris and just like bitching the entire time. And Chris is just sitting there and he thinks to himself, like, you know what, like I'm here for a reason. Like I want to better myself and I want to do something for us here. And
I think he's definitely going to win his way back.
I think so too, and I really hope so. I really, you know, dick jokes aside about Chris, I really think that he's a really great player in this game. And I, especially after that scene, like I want to see him succeed, and I want to see him return from Extinction Island.
His underwear.
Everyone, my mother was late tonight because she was watching a horse give birth somewhere on the internet. That is where I rank in the totem pole.
Nice.
A horse giving birth. I'd rather watch a horse giving birth than my daughter's show.
Well,
I'm looking at anything else in the chat. That's all I have for my notes tonight. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to go over?
I wanted to talk about how the tribe swap was kind of a wash and totally redundant and ridiculous because
they didn't want to redo it.
Yeah, they only had like what all Manu but Wendy, and they became Lesu, which Lesu loser kind of rhymes, you know? And that's it. Chicken Gate, we covered that. Everybody in the Edge of Extinction's miserable and wet. Keith's thinking about leaving, but he doesn't. Keith's got to let go of that grudge towards Chris. He's got to calm down. You got to calm down a minute. Yeah, you're pissed. You got blindsided. Everybody's mad. Remember, karma's a boomerang. It'll see you sooner than later. I don't really know. That is about all.
I really thought that Keith might quit tonight, honestly.
Yeah,
like
that's
when they showed him walking towards the white flag, I was like, uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, God.
But also I was like, please do it. Like, I don't give a fuck about you anymore.
I'm just curious, and I would love that chat to put in some input. I'm really stuck on what is going to happen with these people on Extinction Island. We're up to 4. We're more than likely going to have 5 next week. That's going to be more than the Lasud tribe has.
Right.
So are they going to add them into a melting pot to the losing tribe?
Yeah.
But or are they going to divvy them up? I mean, what exactly is going to happen here?
I mean, what they could do is make it 2 tribes again before the merge. They've done that before.
They could do that, or they could keep adding people, do a merge, and then have that other tribe, which is basically a merge.
Are you talking about Extinction Island? Sorry, I was reading the chat.
See, here's the thing. I'm doing a show right now.
I'm sorry.
Okay? And I'm talking fucking strategy here, okay? I'm being a professional.
Sorry, I'm talking to all my fans in the chat.
He's talking, he's teabagging all of his fans. Getting a little camel grab in there, and I'm trying to give some serious strategy talk here, Here's the thing. What I'm asking is, they're gonna do a merge, with all of the players, existing players, and then bring the Extinction Island people on as another tribe, which is basically another merged tribe.
Yeah,
this is gonna go on till freaking August.
Yeah,
the way that I think this is going to work is like they will get to the merge, and then it's just going to be like one maybe kind of Big Brother style. So you know how like they have like the endurance competitions where they're like holding onto the wall type of thing. They could do one where they're holding onto the pole, and everybody from Extinction Island is also holding on to like their own poles as well. And whoever is the last one standing from the Extinction Island people returns, and they also have that chance to get immunity for that round too.
Yeah, I could see that.
I hope it's that, honestly.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I'm sure Chris would win that.
Yeah, I definitely think
because he would have more than 2 arms to wrap around that pole.
yeah, he's got multiple things to wrap around that pole.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Talking about that.
You know who he reminds me of? Superman. Yeah. He reminds me of Superman. Clark Kent. Oh, I dig it. I'm into it. I'm into that because I love Henry Cavill. So I'm like, yes, please. Because every time I see him, I'm like, he's like Superman with his super stuff, super soaker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Kyle's saying episode 6 is titled "There's Always a Twist," so he was thinking that maybe something happens with Extinction Island there. We did see in the preview for next week that there's some kind of like crazy runaround going on at Extinction Island, so we'll see what happens there. But if they were like having somebody return next round, I think they would have like shown that in the preview.
Yeah,
it's true.
So maybe it's the like we keep talking about on the show how there might be a hidden immunity idol at Extinction Island. Maybe that's maybe that gets revealed next episode.
And then they're all running around like them chickens.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a situation where you're still in the game and you kind of have to do it discreetly. Like you have to think like you either get back in the game or you don't. Like you're not working with these people ever again.
This is true. Oh, there's something I wanted to point out. I kind of have some notes about the whole Lauren versus Rick thing. Who do we vote out? And I'd kind of put a note down that, you know, one part of the tribe is all about, well, Lauren's not eating. She's getting sick. That could be a problem. And then they're saying the War Dog jumps in and, you know, and he's like, well, you know, this Jared, you know, Subway, he's what I call him Subway, you know, Rick, he looks like he would be a rat and he would sell everyone out. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that if he did make it to merge, do you think Rick would have sold everyone out, or do you think that that's
I don't think so. No,
I don't agree. I don't think he would. But then again, I'm not there.
I do think so. I think that he to me, he's that classic like kind of like nerdy guy that is going to have like a transformation out on the island, and almost like a I don't want to say this in like a mean way, but like a bigger version of David Wright. You know what I mean? Like they're obviously not casting this guy for his physical abilities, his Joe Anglim like physical prowess or anything like that. Like they're casting him because he's probably either a super fan or like super strategic or entertaining or sociable. But regardless of which one that is, it is a big threat, and it's something to consider.
See, no, I didn't see him as someone that's going to sell everybody out, because he had the opportunity to sell out Wendy because he knew what Wendy was doing.
Yeah.
And he didn't tell anybody. He kept his mouth shut.
Yes, he did. But then again, I'm trying to think from their point of view. They're not seeing what we're seeing. They don't know all of that. And something that David Wright said tonight that I really, really liked is he said that he wanted to be on Survivor, but then at the end of the day, he realized he needed to be on Survivor to help him grow. And this could be a situation where Subway needs to be on Big Brother. This isn't Big Brother, this is Survivor. I'm so professional. Be on Survivor. I don't know. I like it when they put people like Rick on the show.
Yeah.
I like that because I'm not a physical, look, I'm 4'11", I weigh 100 pounds soaking wet. I mean, I don't, I'm not someone that you would view as a threat. It may be more of an internal thing. So you never know,
Yeah. So, to me, that's it for tonight. I thought it was a great episode all around. A lot happened. We saw a lot of new stuff carrying us forward tonight, and I can't wait to see what next week has in store for us. And I can't wait for next week's show, especially if David gets voted out.
Listen, Deb, you better wear black.
It's okay. I had my moment when Erica Hill was gay twist fucked out of Big Brother Canada, and Deb, I will gladly have this moment for you if David Wright gets voted out next week.
And Erica saw it. She saw our eulogy for her, and she liked it.
She retweeted it.
Yeah, she retweeted it. So hopefully, maybe if David goes, we can something. We can figure it out. Okay. Well, I think that Julie is getting a decent edit, or am I wrong?
She is. She really is. She was my dark horse pick at the beginning of the season, so I'm glad to see we're like oddly like checking in with her a lot when we don't need to be, which is always a good sign. I also did want to say, like, I hope that War Dog is watching this show, because I am very excited to potentially have him on for like once the season's over. I would love to ask him, especially about this episode, like what made him go with Lauren over Rick.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We would love to know. He could even comment down in the comments if he wanted to. It's all we appreciate any and all of it. Anything else? My mother's got the chat talking about the freaking horse video. Mom. Horse in labor and pushing so hard and long, I couldn't push with her anymore. So they had to cut her open to pull me out. Thanks, Mom. Maybe it's because I have a big head. Who knows? This forehead.
Maybe she should have been teabagging a little bit more.
What?
She should have been teabagging a little bit more, maybe.
I don't know.
Me and Allison will be back tomorrow night for a special show with Joey Covino. We're going to be talking about Reality Rally. And we're going to have some people that are going to be going to Reality Rally. Come on and talk to us.
Yeah.
So
that'll be tomorrow evening at, I think it's
6 p.m. Eastern.
Right. So 8 7 Central, be a little hour, and we'll have that going on. If you want to join us, we'll talk. You know, you can ask us questions too if you have questions about the show, about us personally, whatever you want to do.
I have to share some dating things with y'all.
Tyler's not going to be on the show, so I'm going to talk about him.
Yeah,
big
that's
time.
we're
Big
going
time.
to talk about Tyler because he won't be on to defend
The
himself.
ears.
I will be there in spirit though, so I'll make sure I'll feel my ears ringing if y'all. Oh God, Allison just put on her hater blockers. What the fuck?
I can't see your shade when I'm wearing mine.
Your free shade.
These were free because
I wonder why they were free.
Supply of contact lenses from my eye place, and I got a rebate. So I basically got.
Oh, something happened to Allison's audio. I don't know what happened there. Maybe something just got teabagged.
Let me tell you something about you for a minute.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
I don't need you. I don't need anybody.
I don't know.
But I need these. By God.
The hater blockers are everything.
Yes.
And then you put on the pink fur coat and forget about it.
This is the new Tamar mask. You know, Tamar had the welder's mask.
Tamar
I just want to look like a bug. I just want to look like a bug.
The pink coat. You get the pink coat?
It's not up here.
So I think that wraps it up for us. Deb, how can we find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter at MyNextLifeDebbie, DEBI.
Allison, how can we find you?
Oh, fuck. Hold on, I'm talking to the chat about my glasses.
Jesus Christ. Well, you can follow me at TLyonz, TLYONZZ on Twitter and Instagram. And if you need a wedding photographer, go to scratchstudios.co, not .com.
Because he has to be different.
Really good, I'm just saying.
I do have to be different.
Yeah. Call him.
Allison?
Okay, so I want to thank everyone for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at Summers, SOMMERS 1977. You can also follow me on Instagram at the.memphis.darling if they ever get it back up again. And Facebook, please like My Weekly Meltdown, the page, if they ever get that back up again. And please subscribe to My Weekly Meltdown on YouTube. You'll get notifications when the show comes up. I know all you millennials are shitting bricks right now because you can't go posting about every damn thing.
I'm going nuts.
Doing on Instagram and Facebook right now. You guys can't, you know, post pictures of your food, paying the iron price at the gym, anything.
Listen. We have to get by on our ASMR instead.
We need constant reassurance and validation.
Just reassurance and validation. Everybody needs to know that I got a Diet Coke at the grocery store.
Everyone needs to know you got a Diet Coke. Do you know what I did today?
And a large tea bag.
I took a nap on my couch. And I didn't post about it. You know why?
Why?
I'm not a millennial.
Because you're a baby boomer?
Also because I know no one would care. No one would like it, and that would upset me.
You probably just don't know how to use Facebook.
I know how to use Facebook. I had Facebook before you had Facebook. When did you have Facebook?
I had it in like 2007. I was a very early adopter.
I had it in 2007 as well. When did you?
That's great.
What month?
What?
What month?
I don't fucking know. Do you know?
September.
That's great.
2007.
I don't know when I started. I'm sorry.
All right. That's it for me.
No more teabagging. And I created a new word tonight. Camel grab. Hashtag camel grab. My Weekly Meltdown. It's the reverse teabag. It's when a woman accidentally lands her crotch on your face. It's a camel grab.
This has been My Weekly Meltdown.
This has been My Weekly Meltdown.
Hashtag camel grab.
Hashtag camel grab. We didn't talk about poop tonight.
Oh, crap.
We didn't talk about it.
You guys can talk about it tomorrow without me.
We will.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate all your support. We love you guys. Good night.
Bye.